What's that? Bringing you the latest and greatest in tabletop role-playing, game testing, and previews? Why, it's Wandering Monster Roll Initiative!
Hello and welcome once again to Wandering Monster, America's test table, where we strive to bring you the coolest, freshest, and, dare I say it, funkiest games on the market. Now, if you know anything about John Baltusberger, you know that I have a fondness for mycelium. And we joke sometimes that it's like hallucinogenic mushrooms. No, it's all mushrooms. It's mold, it's fungus, it's moss. If it's mycelium, I just think it's neat. I'm like I think it's Marge Simpson who said that. But I just like it. It's cool. It looks cool. I don't like The Last of Us because like the mushrooms are the bad guys. No, they're just reclaiming the earth, baby. If I learned anything from the COVID-19 pandemic, it's that humanity is the virus and mushroom is the cure. So in light of that, tonight, and Ian has already messaged me to remind me that I have yet to let us introduce ourselves. My name is John Big Mushroom Tip Baltusberger.
I am Charles R. Bernard.
Ian Servas.
And I'm Mr. Paschke. I dare want to say no shit. Never mind.
The most fun guy of the group.
I just brain locked on truffle. I was gonna.
Yeah.
Now you have to do the shuffle.
All right. So on that note, so fun guy truffle. It's gonna get shroomy up ends, which let's face it. It was always going to do that one way or another. Tonight, we are diving deep into the mycelium reaches of Mjorkbjorg as we play a brand new, I believe it is fun, like on Kickstarter as part of Zine Quest right the fuck now. Ian, am I correct there?
That's correct.
Awesome.
So this is He Who Croaks.
Yes.
Am I stealing your thunder?
No, please take it away.
All right. Well, that's right, John. This is He Who Croaks Last. This is the latest creation from Gnome Lackey or Matt Pfister. And this is not only a module for Mork Borgy, it also ties in another existing product we played on the podcast, which is Swamp. So this is, you can play this without Swamp. There are rules that help you to just use core Mork Borgy material. And as a reminder for people who don't already have a copy, you can get all of the rules image-free from the Mork Borgy website. So you can just buy this module and have everything you need to run and have a trippy good time.
Freestanding, yep.
Mm-hmm. Comes with a handful of interesting creatures, one new character class, and a fun mushroom crawl. And the first time in the podcast so far, the procedural generated areas you'll go through are generated by playing card. So keeping with the botanical theme, I have a set of, botanical based playing cards that I will use to make your adventures for the evening. Nice. And it's not stacked, it's been shuffled, so we'll go through this blindly together.
I just want to say that if you're going to play this, and do probably, you'll know by the end of this episode. Maybe also pick up Fungi of the Far Realm to pair with it. Because, look, all I'm saying is buy every mushroom-themed RPG supplement so that people keep making them and feeding my weird addiction. I don't think that's a weird thing to say.
And if only there was a tie-in with Bog Wizard and Mork Borgy that had a song about mycelium.
I Mycelium off Journey Through the Dying Lands, the LP based entirely off the Madness Heart Games creative short fiction works in Mork Borgy. Holy shit, we have a trifecta, a hat trick of mushroom Mork Borgy goodness by cool people. But guess what? The creator of this game, he's fucking cool. He's a nice dude.
Can
I'm
confirm.
You didn't sneak a "it's for your health" in there, John.
Ooh, get it.
Dang, you caught me.
I'll even be editing this book, so I'm excited to get my tendrils into this as well. So
Most
we
excellent.
are, it's an exciting project all around. Now, speaking of excitement in general, I think that we do need someone to boldly go first and introduce their sporulating character. And
Not it.
hear about
Well,
it.
let me just. Okay. I guess I'm it. Happy to introduce myself, as has been engraved on tablets, as foretold. Tonight, I will be playing Ank Ank, which is how I'm choosing to pronounce that, which is one of my all-time great names, like, for the show, honestly. I am a Shroom-meister, meaning that as I grew up, I could hear the mushrooms weeping in my ears. I've always had a strange connection with fungi. They've always spoken to me, and I've always been able to communicate with them. And they've been whispering to me over the years one particular maxim, and also just the urge to evolve, to become more than I am. And that one phrase that they've been whispering to me, I very much enjoy. Hang on a second. Let me quote it exactly as it appears on here. The village isn't what it seems. They fed us secrets. We can give you dreams.
I think that's a oh my god. It's a Danger Mouse joint. Fuck. Broken Bells. I believe that's a Broken Bells song.
Yeah, it might be. But I choose to believe that I'm just going to eat every mushroom in sight, and eventually one of them is going to tell me a secret or kill me, and either outcome
Volcano
is
dose.
fine. Yeah.
I like how just Googling that, the first things that Google is trying to tell me that it's from is Obama's DNC speech 2004 or a 1961 JFK speech or Martin Luther's American Dream speech.
Yeah.
So I think the Google is dropping the ball here, but
Hey,
Wow, that AI, that's sharp.
I was gonna say more prove you shouldn't trust AI, but you should trust mushrooms. Holy crap!
You should trust where they lead and do whatever they tell you to do.
I really want to go last today, but as Charles has mentioned, there are ancient tablets that kind of dictate what we do.
Yeah.
Ergo, I have to go second because Patchkey is our designated survivor. Tonight I am playing Hjolf Scroom Skull. And it's Scroom's Skull instead of Shroom Skull because my eyes are bad and I don't have glasses.
I'm changing the
Thank you for changing my sheet for me, Ian. So, unlike Charles, I'm playing a Shroom-meister tonight. My body, not my body, I'm not dead. As an infant, my village fell to a deadly plague, and I was the only one not affected by it. And I was essentially raised by mushrooms.
Cool.
Yeah,
not sure how that works, but cool.
Well, they didn't. So I basically ate mushrooms and survived off them as a toddler until I was old enough. Yeah. So like, there's like mushrooms growing all over me because they are my family. I love.
I should have mentioned. I think that's the Shroom-meister class. I'm also covered in mushrooms.
Yeah.
And not to brag, but John, what's the particular mushroom that's attracted to you?
Oh, I didn't even see that. Where is that? Oh, yeah.
Everyone has a different situation.
Yeah, you might have like a different special ability. I am home to a variety of mushroom called a rot spotter, and they love human dead. So they start quivering with excitement whenever we get near a corpse, and if I don't let them eat, they actually do harm to me. And in exchange, as a semi-symbiotic relationship, I can shoot them at like undead opponents.
So I am known as the Morass. I'm juicy, baby. And I'm evolving into some type of mycelium dude. Ian just highlighted something I think he wants me to point out. I do have a. Oh no, he was deleting it. Never mind, friends. You know all you need to know about me at this time.
The morass is a region in the game, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
Along with sewers, tunnels, and I think streets, because it talked about things roaming them at night.
So that.
Oh shit! I'm a caster. I'm a crazy caster.
Cool. So I'm host to symbiotic, yeah.
Oh god, that's a goddamn Ian. Sorry, Charles.
Can you turn people into mushrooms?
No, I essentially have power word death.
Cool.
Once. I got one.
And then my guys can eat them up.
Nice. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard about a Shroom-meister.
You are
But,
playing an
Guys, you're not going to believe this.
We're gonna run into some monster class that specializes in taking out Shroom-meisters, and just it'll be a TPK in 1 minute.
So I know you guys
promises
are covered in mushrooms, but I myself happen to have some patches of mushrooms on me. It's pretty nice. One thing I wanted to clarify that I didn't catch until we were doing the introductions. My max hit point is 1. Now, my ability is if I take off my mushroom, I can do that once per day, but it deals 1 hit point of damage.
That kills you.
Oh, no.
Do I not really? Do I have basically a kamikaze attack here that once I use it, I'm out, and it's to see what other pre-gens we have lined up.
It seems like it.
It's correct. So you and Heoff both have 1 hit point because the good dice giveth, the good dice taketh away. So both of you were like glass shroom cannons, as it were.
I mean, you guys are such weaklings compared with my whopping 2 hit points.
I think what really
I'm sure this will be.
What really matters about my character, who has a name, by the way, that I have not mentioned, but it's on the screen. So, York Yellowfinger Feng. York. We'll go with York because that's a mouthful.
Yellowfinger is so. It's just
evocative.
In me, it particularly evokes those Simpsons Butterfinger ads because Yellowfinger,
the 90s.
Yeah.
If only they still made BBs. But the most important thing I think about this character, which is why I feel I was guided to it ever so generously, is I have 3 pet monkeys that love me.
Yes.
And they have more hit points than I do. And when I die, I want you to adopt my monkeys and treat them as if they're your own, okay?
I promise.
Can I get that promise from the group?
I promise.
All right.
I also promise on behalf of Ank that his mushrooms will devour your corpse.
Yeah,
thank you.
Probably.
I would ask nothing less. So I think we now understand. Oh, my mother used to get high on hallucinogens. That's on there. I just want. I didn't want
you
you
were
guys
just dropping Pashki lore for a second.
I was to say it was the 70s into the 80s. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't even sperm yet. I just didn't want that to come up later. Anyways, so
speaking, for clarity's sake, everyone is playing as a Shroom-meister, the class that comes with the game. So this is definitely a case of oops, all shrooms. And exactly, just like
that was my bar mitzvah theme, by the way.
And was it actually?
No, I just am imagining John would like to go back in time and give his much younger self a shit ton of hallucinogens before that ceremony.
100% I would.
That'd be-
Hey, boy, today we're a man.
One for Little John, one for Big John. One for Little John, one for Big John.
Now read from the book with the funny letters. Little John's like, it all makes so much sense now.
It's the
Suddenly
first and only time
fluent
I
in
was
Hebrew.
fluent in Hebrew.
Yeah.
One of the things that I like about this book is that there are lots of interesting tie-ins. Frequently, when you get a module, there may be a couple of token lead-ins, something that maybe gets your player or the party involved in the adventure. There are a ton of hooks, which I respect, and I think that the lot of you would really enjoy one of the particular tie-ins that brings us into the adventure. I'm imagining that in wherever you are in the Dying Lands, that you stick out because, well, some of you are festooned in various shrooms and dripping with various slime molds and whatnot. So you probably have a reputation that precedes you. It so happens that a royalty of some kind, a nobleman, approaches you because they had a vision for a cure that you could procure for a disease that is absolutely destroying their life. Chronic anal fissures. They have a vision of a forest of strange mushrooms by the end of a dying town that holds weird secrets that calls to him. Perhaps in the vision he sees something of a temple, a place holding ancient healing secrets or cures or something that he's charging you with recovering. So you find yourself on the road to Blemp. Even before
Blemp.
you were hired. Yeah, you were familiar because any big mycologist or shroom fanatic is familiar with Blemp. It is a little backwater town that is on the edge of a great forest. But you've heard of strange things happening in Blemp. There are fevers that are running through. There is madness, unrest. The city itself is a boiling pot ready to burst. And then there's the strange things that skulk through the fungal morass that seems to be spreading more and more with each day. Basically, it is your paradise, and you are going on an all-paid vacation to the place that you can get the best shrooms.
As always.
So when we start playing the game?
I figure that's how this would go.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
On the road, have the three of you... Well, have you been on adventures together? Is this the first time of you meeting, or are you all just fellow shroom heads trading spores off of each other's body?
I like to think, the word driven out, or the phrase driven out, is so harsh, but those who are, let's just say, forcibly ostracized from communities tend to band together. And, sometime along the line, like, dodging pitchforks and torches, I bumped into these guys and I've been tagging along.
The shroom said I should stay with these people.
I'm just having a great time. I'm happy to be here, y'all.
Yeah. So I think that our kind of tend to naturally wind up at the bottom of the sorting pouch together.
So, as you are approaching Blemp, the road gets, well, the ruts get deeper and the road itself becomes almost untravelable at one point. It's just the dirt below your feet is beginning to crumble. Even from a distance, you can see the town itself looks like parts of it are slumping inward as if the foundations themselves have become wet and unstable. There are signs advertising a tavern called the Road's End Inn And in the distance, you can see some type of placard that looks like a large, well, at first you think it looks like a skull and crossbones, but you see as you get closer that it is a shroom with cross sticks of dynamite that just says shroom and boom and points in the direction of an odd building that is splattered with white and red spots.
I want to check that place out.
It does sound like a cool place.
Yeah.
I mean, worst case scenario, we're going to get exploding mushrooms out of it. So, best case scenario, who knows?
As you approach, the wind begins to pick up, sending a chill down your cloaks. And with it, there is an odd... At first, it seems like there's dust that is being kicked up and blown in your face. And then you can taste this metallic and yet wet, earthy flavor that goes through your nostrils and into your sinuses in your mouth. It is a cloud of spores that's drifting from the morass just beyond the town. All of you, go ahead and roll me a toughness test.
Do I have to? Because I'm immune to all mushroom toxins.
That is where we are going to be waiving part of that because of a specific reason.
Because go fuck yourself, that's why.
A little bit.
Yeah, it
There
says
are-
here. Hang on a second. Da, 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 da. Yee, blah, 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 blah.
I'm adjudicating this where you can eat toxic mushrooms and not be harmed. I
Okay.
am still going to have you be influenced by the effects of spore clouds because
All
that's
right.
a lot more fun.
Okay, cool.
Who
And
failed
that's
there?
a toughness check.
Toughness DR 12.
TR12, and that's a 1d20. I'm assuming.
That's correct.
I'm getting fucking tired of you. I'm gonna buy a whole new D20. I'm gonna shoot this one out of a cannon.
Nice.
I fail that.
Okay.
Hey,
Either the-
Ian,
yes.
does a 6 succeed?
Well,
It's higher
when
than what I
said
got, John.
12, I don't think so. You're
Do we get bonus points for shooting for the moon on this one?
we did real good, Ian.
No,
My hopes were so high.
It's 12.
I have
All
a
right.
1.
I didn't think it would be
Hey.
fun.
Hey, Ian, real quick. Is 6 higher than 12 or lower than 12?
Well, dear viewer, you can tell the drugs have already kicked in. Okay, then. Then, Pashki.
GPKs already?
No, Pashki, I'm going to have you roll me a d20 and Hyoth and Ankank, I'll use your proper names. Go ahead and roll me a d12 each.
One second, hang on.
I rolled an 8, sir.
Okay.
One second. Sorry.
I also have
Just
a
locating it.
d12.
Nope,
If
just
it-
found it. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it. Don't fuck me. Okay, great. That's a 6.
Okay, so then 8, 6, and Yerk. That's Mr. Pashki.
So with that roll, Mr. Pashki, you gain an extra 20 hit points. Ah, thanks.
Whoa!
Ian. That's
So
fantastic.
generous, Ian.
I didn't know a 3 would get me that, but I'll
Right.
take it. That's Ian saying that, not me. I mean,
Mhm.
What did you roll on your d20?
3.
Okay. Fantastic. So Hyoth, as you are on the pathway, as this begins, the wind catches up and blows shroom dust in. The mud beneath your feet begins to cry. You see at your feet this puddle of mud, little globules of mud grow and sprout arms and limbs, and they're like mud people, and you realize you've been crushing just gobs of these mud people, and they're tugging at your boots, telling you to stop crushing their people.
You've been
Ankh,
walking on the ground your whole life, man. Just walking on it.
next to you, Ankh, what are the trees? You notice that it's actually a pair of legs, and this tree is walking towards you very slowly, outstretching its branches. You can't quite tell
I knew
which
fucking
ones are
Slender Man was going to
embraced.
get me one day, man.
And for you, Yerk, as the spores fill your eyes, the world is shrouded in a blur of black and white. You begin to see explosions of colorful clarity begin to wash over you as the cosmos seems to have infinite wisdom to spill into your mind. Your mind is peeled open, and you're beginning to feel like you finally get the transcendent truths that you've been wanting to learn. Then the monkeys go apeshit in your bag. They're also just spores, and they are trying to claw their way out of the bag to get to your flesh. Roll me a strength check to see if you can contain your bag of tripping monkeys. Straight out the gate.
It wouldn't have mattered what he rolled, would it?
No, it does.
No, I mean the trip, but you were going to make him see if those monkeys could fight their way out anyway.
I wouldn't have.
That
until
was
he
a
rolled
strength
one and
check
made a big
for
deal.
the monkeys. Really? Thank you, Ian. All right.
Ask me, what did you roll?
That is actually another one.
We're not on tonight.
1
You're
to 3
right
and a
out the
1.
gate. I want to know, do you want to see how the one plays out, or do you want to burn your oven point and re-roll?
Real quick, has anyone rolled anything higher than 6 so far?
Yes, on
No.
the D12, we had an 8. But that's
Okay.
No, you're right. On a
Because
D20,
this is some of the worst rolling we've ever done.
Hey, get him out of the
This
way
is great.
early.
I will always say that failure in a well-designed role-playing game are way more fun than the successes.
They can be, yeah.
You tell me, Yerk, are you taking the one, or are you burning your omen?
I feel like I had a commitment from the team to adopt my monkeys.
Okay.
You did.
So we're gonna play this out pretty quickly. What I'd like to see is roll me a D12 and roll me 2D12. Let's see how these monkeys respond.
2d12. You're lucky I got 2 of those right here.
That's the number of monkey bites you receive.
The first thing is going to be what the monkeys hear being whispered from the infinite cosmos, and then the second thing is how the monkeys see Yerk as they claw their way out of the bag. It's going to come down to these hallucination tables, which there are a lot in this book, and I appreciate it.
I was looking through it earlier, and they are a lot of fun.
Yerk.
I rolled a 9 and a 7.
Okay, 9. The shimmering fields can be blind. And the monkeys, as they crawl out of the sack, they see that you are covered in feathers that look like they need to be plucked out of your skin. And
That's a bummer.
Pluck.
Yeah,
Roll me
that's a
an
bummer.
agility check. And then we'll see how this plays out. If they accidentally pick your skin, or they're comfortable just ripping the fur off your fur coat.
Nothing to get in the way of the die. All right, clear tray here. Come on, buddy. You got to statistically get better, right? 13.
Okay. A, that was Gambler's fallacy. And second of all, that was great. I love that this was going to be a 30-second sojourn, and this has turned into this wonderful setting the mood here. Your monkeys just absolutely furiously begin to pluck puffs of fur off your fur coat, this ripping off wads and shreds of it. They begin to fall down into the mud pile by your feet, Heoff. So all those mud men begin to have these very shaggy toupees as they plead out for you to stop stomping on their brethren. As you see these tree men begin to amble towards you. And as all of this begins to transpire, again, Yerk, before you can get those cosmic truths, another wind comes through, blowing away those spores, and you find yourself very confused. Your monkeys blink, look at each other, and have these gobs of hair in their fist, and they just casually one tries to stuff it and pack it in your ears, another one puts it down your shirt to make your chest itchy, and the other one tucks it somewhere that's not polite to mention. But other than that, you find yourself again kind of blinking and bleary-eyed in front of Blemp. Again, you see a sign advertising a tavern, and then this odd Shroom and Boom place. The giant shroom with crossed dynamite sticks.
I'm more curious than ever.
I mean, things are going pretty well for me, so I think we're safe in there.
Yeah.
So, what is your first action?
We're going to go check out Shroom and Boom.
Yeah.
All right. Ankeg, since I heard you first, go ahead and roll me a d20. Or I could also have some dice that are ready if you would like.
Natural 20.
All right. Okay. One last thing. I need someone else to roll me a die and tell me if it's odd or even.
Looks like John's rolling.
Even.
Okay. So as you are beginning to walk through the town, Hyoth, you are so preoccupied at constantly looking at your feet that you find that there is a circular hole, like a circular carving in the cobblestone street that lines the main thoroughfare. It is if there is a secret manhole that has been placed in the street inconspicuously. Someone else that wouldn't have been paying attention wouldn't have seen this, but it looks like it's almost like a secret passage below your feet.
But I was not paying attention in the right way.
No, you are. You just happened to have caught it. You do still have the sound of the screaming mudmen in your ears.
Actually, it was music to my ears. I was extremely happy that that I was helping them rejoin the Earth so that they could be subsumed by the mycelium. That said, I bend over and try to find a finger hole so I can lift the manhole cover.
There is a corner of a flagstone that serves as your spot to pick it up. As you lift the lid off, a waft of spores begin to billow out of it. And you can hear something rumbling down below, like clanking or sounds of workbenches.
Okay.
From here, you could go down, or you can see ahead of you is the Shroom and Boom, just not too far from here. You also see within sight tons of hovels of various kinds, that inn that I mentioned, and there is what almost looks like a jail, but outside of it, there is a large sign that says "Help Wanted." It's the Rat Catchers Guild.
I call my friends over. Hey, Ak, Yerk.
Mm-hmm.
Friendos.
Yeah.
Friendies. Besties.
Mm-hmm.
I found this. And there's some clang going on in the dang, if you catch my drift. And I think you do. But I don't know that that's more interesting than what's going on at the Shroom Boom Boom.
Well, how about we that clankety hole will still be there after we've checked that Shroom and Boom. I really have my mind set on finding out what the fuck that is.
Brother,
it's going to haunt me if I don't find out.
Hey, I'm with you. like I said, I am more interested in the Shroom and Boom than the Kling Clang hole.
Yeah.
The Kling Clang hole is interesting. I
Yeah.
love a good hole.
Who
but
doesn't?
Well, that's a good hole.
Shroom and Boom.
Yeah, definitely.
We
all
all
right.
We're gonna
agree.
Shroom and Boom, friend.
As you are talking about the Shroom and Boom, you hear a muffled boom, boom sound coming from inside the Shroom and Boom. There is a
I knew it.
billow of smoke that goes through all of the windows.
I knew it. All right, let's get in there. I've got some actually like some currency to spend, and I intend to purchase explosives. That's not on my character sheet that I like to blow shit up. That's just Charles Bernard being Charles Bernard.
As you're standing outside of this building, a spindly woman opens up several windows in the front and begins to tries to wave a big cloth or carpet or something, pushing out fumes from inside the shack or inside the building. She props open the door and goes back inside.
I politely knock on the door instead of just waltzing through.
Bit, come in.
All right, I think, compadres, you want to step inside and find out what all this is
Sure.
about?
I sure do.
Yeah.
Sure do, friendo.
Cool.
That spindly woman, when you look at her, her face is covered in soot that goes up her arms, and her spectacles, this very kind of thin presence, kind of on the top, the bridge of her nose, she takes off, revealing soot marks on her nose, and she takes a damp rag, begins to wipe off the grime. Pardon me. You know how things can be. You can see like some of her nails are cracked and split as if like a firecracker got off in her hand. She's like, you see, your business is booming.
Oh.
Just billows out of, you think also her ears, but definitely through her nose and mouth at the same time. She wipes her spectacles clean and looks at you, blinking soot, and goes, yes, where are my manners? Welcome to Shroom and Boom. She looks expectantly like you already know what Shroom and Boom is.
Well, yeah, we do.
Yeah, we'll take two.
I'm not going to be. Well, I guess it's a yes and situation. Sure, I maintain my stoic silence.
Real quickly, as you're beginning to interact with her, I need to know, what do you do with your monkeys in these situations? Are they freely climbing all over you? Are they kept neatly in a sack?
Well,
I dare you to keep three monkeys neatly in a sack.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I
Like,
fucking dare you.
that doesn't sound like a thing to me personally, but I am not a monkey expert.
That's true. Neither am I. Maybe
Monkey
they
Reddit's
just
gotta
nest.
come after us.
Maybe they nest like Tupperware when they get in the sack. I don't know.
maybe the sack's bigger on the inside. Maybe they've got a little monkey apartment inside where they play cards. We
Or a
don't
jungle
know.
gym.
Maybe we're not allowed to know what's going on in the sack. That's official monkey business that, we're not privy to.
They're really Schrodinger's monkeys until they come out either way.
Yeah.
Come out of the closet or the sack?
Yes.
sack.
The answer is just yes. I mean, who's to
Fair.
say? I'm not going to tell these monkeys who they can or can't be.
Who they can love.
All right.
Yeah.
So just to move things forward, instead of I'll take two like my dumbass friends here, I'm going to say I am unfamiliar with your business model, but fascinated by both mushrooms and explosions. Please go on.
She coughs again with more dust coming out of her. She goes, yes. Yes. God, lots of great supplements that are good for your health. So you can see, and she points.
You're
to a
saying it's
shelf
for our health.
that it is. Points to a shelf behind her with various unguents and bottles of what looks to be like pills and jars of dust, or maybe they're spores. She points to little placards that are beneath each of the contents, as well as a myriad bits of shroom. As you can see, these are my shrooms. And over there, and she looks and picks off the nail that's now completely falling off her finger. That's the boom, and points to a loose heap of dynamite sticks. And then
Hell yeah.
look loosely like pineapples, but black. See, it's a good business being by the morass, because there you can get all interesting shrooms. And she looks at you, Hyoff and Ankag. Between the two of you, she looks like she wants to lean over and pick shrooms off you, and becomes very fascinated with the shrooms across your skin.
I have to give up an HP if I want to part with one of mine, so I'm gonna politely push her hand back, but say, how much per stick and how much per granado?
Oh, well, the stick. Ah, yes. It puts yes. 25 silvers.
I will take. Would you give me? Would you be willing to give me 3 for 72?
Yes.
All right.
She's also like, you can make up the pineapple grenades, or they got a nice little spice to them. Yeah, those are only 12 silver,
Oh, in that case, let me see. I can do math. I promise. I will. It's double the amount, so I will take 6 grenades, please, and I hand her 72 silver.
Okay. She looks longingly as you toss over the silver. She reaches out again for another one of to collect one of your shrooms.
and this time I actually do just slap her hand away.
Oh, she looks offended and also interested that you did that. She kind of fresh.
Fresh.
That's
kind of what I was doing.
She turns her attention to you, Hyoff, and sees the big mushroom growing out of your scalp, and she begins to reach.
She's gonna pull your plug, bro.
Oh, I don't hear any protestation. I think I'm.
Remind Hyoth who he is.
Hyoth is on mute.
Ah.
He kindly says, "Not that one, friend."
She offers, "I will trade you," and reaches over and grabs a fistful of mushrooms off the shelf. "I will trade you all of these for that."
No. This one has a secret.
She steeples her finger and goes, "Well, you drive a hard bargain, friend." And she reaches and grabs 3 more different mushrooms off the shelf and cups them in front of her. "All of these for that?"
This does give me the same vibes as at least one dispensary I've been to in my life, to be honest with you.
So I want to do it because I think my character would, so I'm going to, but that does mean I don't get to cast my spell. So
That's up to you.
Yeah.
But you can say no. I mean,
no, I can't because my character would not say no. He would be totally into this dumb bullshit.
Okay. Well, we'll see if that bargain plays out for you.
Oh, I know it won't.
Yeah.
Because I know you.
Yep.
You're a bad person.
That's not at all true.
So,
Tremendous person and a hell of a game master.
Oh, well, thanks. All
You're
right,
welcome.
I'm going to put these directly into your character sheet so you can reference these and use these.
Okay.
You're going to have one of each of her mushroom inventory.
Cool.
Neat.
All right, and she
Maybe
hands
one of
you a
them
little extra a little jar of spores.
Ooh.
Nice.
Now, while this is happening, Yerk, what are your monkeys doing? Are they behaving or are they running amok?
I believe they're exhausted from the fur pecking situation that happened previously. So they're probably, trying to calm down. Looking for some kind of a snack inside the bag. Like you hear some kind of monkey business happening in there, but it's not too ruckus. Occasionally a little pellet flies out. What's the pellet made of? Good question. We'll move on from that.
Okay, so they're not causing too much of a ruckus.
No.
She looks at you and is trying to examine your skin, see if you have any mushrooms, but you have that big fur coat, so she doesn't seem to pry too much. She is curious about your monkeys and gets very nervous as they get close to the giant pile of dynamite, and she shoos them away with the same mat that she used to clear the air in this place.
I have to say, I do approve of her shooing the monkeys away from the loosely piled sticks of dynamite. I can't see that playing out well. Like, even if they just were like banging them together, that can make them blow up.
Absolutely, that's who hasn't done that? Looks at a lot of you and goes, "Where are my manners? My name is Bernadette, Bernadette Crennel. You might know me from some of my various treatsy and monograms on various mushrooms like the mockingbird or the nibbler. But I sensed that maybe the lot of you could be useful or helpful. Helpful. Maybe you could." You look like fellow mushroom enthusiasts. There is, as you could tell, the morass behind us, that enchanted little forest of mushrooms. There is a place that is in the morass that sells even better stuff than I do. She leans in conspiratorially and says, "There is a shop I know, like my competitor, called the Golden Cap, and you can go there and get very rare shrooms, and I would pay handsomely for some of those shrooms. So I would be very happy if we could work out a relationship."
So you're saying that you want us to steal the mushrooms for you?
No, buy. Just because they're a competitor doesn't mean I wish them harm.
So why don't you just go buy them?
I am running a business here. I have no slum about.
Do you see any coworkers around or whatever? I think this is a one-woman operation.
Are you saying that to her?
No, I'm saying that to my compadre.
You should get some monkeys.
Yeah,
That'd be
get
really
some
helpful.
monkeys, put it back in 5 minutes, sign up, go over there, get some supplies from the other mushroom store, and come back.
No,
All right.
idiot. She trains the monkeys.
Oh, so the monkeys run the
While
store. so she
they're
has to put it
arguing.
back in 5
Yes.
minutes.
While
sign
they're
up.
arguing,
Okay.
I just like kind of pushed them away, and I'm like, "So this Golden Seals place, do you think they might have a fungal remedy for what was it, chronic anal fissures or
Yes.
yeah?"
I bet they have that. I have heard they have everything, but they have. Well, what can I say? Recreational.
Oh hell yeah!
You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then probably the rest of the conversation is just her being like, and me being like, yeah.
20 minutes
Back
later.
and forth. Yeah. 20 minutes later. Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, we agree.
Okay, I will pay handsomely. I will pay double whatever you pay them for that. So we can. It seems like a good deal, right?
Right.
So if we steal it, we don't get paid. Got it.
Shh. If we steal it, we set our own price.
She goes, no, go ahead and go. Unless you want to buy anything else, I think I'm going to spend my afternoon. And she just clears her desk, just throwing everything off to the side, mortar and pestle just scattering everywhere. I'm going to study this room that you traded me.
The literally magic mushroom.
Yes.
Are you going to tell her how it works, John?
No.
So she's
If I will say that it can accidentally cast a spell that does 4d10 damage.
Fucking shit.
So we might come back. We might come back
inside of an explosive shop.
No, it doesn't do fire damage. It just do death magic. So we might come back to a free stack of dynamite. Is all.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That
Cool.
is exactly how I'm playing out.
I was imagining, just like a mushroom cloud, frankly.
Now,
All right. Do we want to go directly into the morass? I love pronouncing it that way because it does sound like more ass. I think it's morass, but anyway, do we want to go directly into the shroom jungle or check out the clanking underworld of the what are they called? What were they called? Morlocks? Morlocks. Yeah, the kingdom of the Morlocks first.
as you were deciding, I would like Yurik to roll me one quick presence check.
This is
From who?
That's Yurik, so that's D20 minus 1.
So 0.
You rolled 3 nat 1s in a row?
God
No. I got that 13. Oh, that was a different die.
Okay. Well, the great
This
thing
stuff.
is...
This is an unprecedented shit night
It's
for.
time to put
I
that die in
love
timeout.
The
Gotta do
best
better.
part of this is you're not going to know what happened until later because of that low of roll, and that's phenomenal for me. So that will be revealed later. You're going to have to sit with that.
It's a secret tool for later.
It was not
That-
originally. I like
That's
it.
just the grim foreknowledge of death that all mortals live with. Don't worry about it.
But I think as kind of breaking the wall, when we run games, it's really nice when there is an adventure where the GM doesn't always know everything that's going to happen. Especially
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the procedurally generated elements, but there's a lot
Yep.
to interact with here. So this is a lot of fun for me.
Yeah.
That's a plug for someone to go buy this. Anyways, I would say if you, I'll let you decide where you're going, if you're following that manhole or jetting straight to the morass.
Well, recreational mushrooms are in the morass, John, and Heralder or whatever your name is.
Yeah, but secret hole.
Secret hole is secret.
All right, we'll go check it out for a minute. But if it's boring, we're gonna bounce.
That's fine with me.
All right. Okay. All right, we're gonna go check the clanking hole.
Okay.
Great name for a bar, by the way. That's free to the public.
I
What if it's a karaoke bar and they have an animatronic backup band?
Drunk backup, like
Animatronic
drunk
Chuck E. Cheese. No, animatronic like Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh,
Plays
love
the music
that.
as you sing.
Yeah, love that. That's a good business model. It's a terrible business model.
We need so many robots.
So as you, so who's opening this tunnel, and are you dropping right in?
I am, and yeah, sure.
Okay, great. I'm gonna go ahead and flip some cards here. All right, procedural generation, brand new deck. First time using this deck too. I will have you know.
It's our first time as a show using playing cards as a like whatever you call it, rolling device, random number generator, I guess.
Absolutely. Okay, so as you drop in, it looks like you are dropping into, at first, what seems to be a sewer. It looks like someone has made a dog leg carved out through the side of a road, like through the main road into the sewer, and carved a tunnel going in an opposite direction. This hand-carved tunnel is going down and around adjacent to where the sewers are. The sounds that you're hearing, some of it is coming in from deeper in the sewer. Who was the first person that went down into the hole?
Me.
Okay, then you roll me a presence check. So that's D20.
Shit.
And for you, it is -2.
Yeah, I was hoping it would be a agility check, but come on. Well, that didn't go very well. That's a 4, so
Yeah.
-2.
You're not hearing that clanging sound that you heard before, and you're not sure why. The carved tunnel, when you are looking down it, it's dark. It looks like there are some sconces along the wall where there were torches at some point. Maybe they could still be lit, but it extends into darkness. The direction in the sewer, you can see little shafts of light from where there are manholes, and there's that little hole for you to pick the lid up. So you just get these shafts of light in the distance, just giving you an indication of how far it runs and how dark it is.
So I yell up, "This place sucks."
So let's go.
Why are you still down there then, idiot?
All right. I climb back out. It's literally all it took. All right. And we're on our way to the morass because I couldn't see or hear shit. So that's. I told you I'd bounce if I got bored.
Okay. As you exit town, you see in the distance that there are some things happening in town. One person roll me a d20 as you begin to.
You guys want me to do it?
Yeah.
If you roll another one.
I rolled a 20. So if you want to do it, Patrick, you can.
No,
but I just rolled a 20.
We'll go with the 20. It's fine.
You've already rolled a 20 on this table, so we'll take the 1 if Charles has rolled the 20. I will let you save that 20, John, if you really want.
Okay, I'll save the 20.
You're gonna bank your 20?
I want to know what
I'll bank the 20.
Pashke's roll have been phenomenal.
All right. Come on, let's see what you got. What you got, baby? What you got? What is it? That's a 9.
9. All right. As you leave town, you hear some shouting in the distance, and there's a woman that is trying to fix a broken wheel for a cart. And as you are walking out of the town, one of those gusts of spores washes over you and that woman. Someone roll 2d6 and tell me what each 6 is.
It's a 5 and a 1.
Okay. As you are walking through and get swarmed, that you get washed with these spores, your mouth just tastes like grave dirt or ash. And the woman that is fixing the cart stops, pinches her nose, and just looks at all of you as if you are things that just were wallowing in sewer waste. Or maybe at least one
fair.
of you.
That's fair. I get
She
it.
crawls inside of the wagon that she's trying to fix and hides from you.
Again, I get it. Same.
As you begin to wind your way towards the morass, the cloud cover of spores gets thicker and thicker, and you see that as you're walking through, there are little shrooms that are beginning to pop up, spreading outward from this place. It's hard to tell if the air is that thick with spores or if there's something weird with reality itself, as if it's beginning to waver and fracture as you get closer to this mad mushroom forest. You know that going into this place, even with all of your immunity to shrooms, you still run the risk of, well, shroom-infected madness or maybe other strange maladies. But you have a job to do here, and you
Yep.
have a commission on top of that to find the golden mushroom. I'm going to go ahead and lay out the morass map.
Mm.
Okay. Ooh. Well, that is interesting right out the gate. Okay. As you are approaching this main inroad into the forest, there is a group. Someone roll me D4.
That is a 4.
Okay. There is a group of 4 strange figures approaching you through the haze of the forest. These figures are short and misshapen and moving at odd jerking angles. They seem to be pulling a weird cart behind them. And you notice that the top of their scalps, they're not bald, but they're actually brown mushrooms. When you
Cool.
get closer, you see they are unkempt with long, gangly nails. They're wheezing slightly, and they look up at you with these little beady eyes, not quite porcine, but almost as if they are just perfect little black droplets. If you weren't mistaken, they almost would look like gnomes if you would carve a gnome out of a giant fungus.
Adorable.
They look at you, and they look at each other, and they rub their hands together.
Adorable and carnivorous.
Most adorable things are.
Well, John, do you want to try talking to these guys first?
No. I'm going to offer them 1 second. I'm going to offer them one of my shrooms. I'm going to offer them my death cap and my shimmering agaric.
Well, I thought you already gave them your. Oh, I see. From her.
Yes.
Roll me 2d6.
That's a 4 and a 6.
Okay, so that's 10. That is tough. Okay. Lastly, roll me d6 one more time.
That is a 2.
Okay. So these mushroom men, mushroom gnomes, they look at each other and they begin to argue amongst themselves. They speak in this weird language that sounds like stomping on moss or jumping into puddles. And one of them looks over the shoulders of the rest and points and jabs a little finger in your direction. And then another one punches that person and rubs hands together and points towards a money purse towards his angle. It looks like they are trying to decide between trying to conduct business with you or murder you and take your skin.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see how the conversation goes.
Are you or were offering your shrooms, or any of you doing anything else as they are battling between themselves to figure out how they want to handle with you outsiders?
How many of them and how closely grouped together are they?
There are 4 of them, and they are pretty close within you. They're within just 1 action's worth of movement.
No, I meant how close are they to each other?
Oh, they're all clustered together.
Oh, okay. Well,
half of them are brawling with the other half.
I've got a solution for that'll take the guesswork out of this interaction if we want.
I do want that.
All right. I just point. I kind of whistle, and when I get one of their attention, I pull the pin on the grenade and just toss it to them.
I love it. Go ahead and roll me that agility you've been dying to roll.
I have been dying to roll that. Let's see. My modifier is a whopping +2 on that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mork Borgy.
That's about as good as it gets,
My
honestly.
harsh mistress.
It's pretty great.
All right.
+3 is the highest you can possibly get in Mork Borg, anyway.
Yeah.
Nat 20. That's the second.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That is phenomenal.
Suck it, Patchkey.
Okay.
I'm having all of our luck tonight.
I love the fact that this is going to work so wonderful in your favor. Roll me D10.
Okay, I'm going to have to resort to a virtual roll
So
for that one.
This is going to be for your damage. So you can also burn an omen and have it roll max damage if you want. But keep in mind...
Nope, this is...
Flashbang
I think
gives you
7 ought to do it.
Okay, yeah, so you whistle, you toss the grenade. Do you say anything else witty or pithy when you toss it, or just leave
No,
it?
just a friendly catch. You know,
So
the tone
one
is what
of
matters. They don't speak English
other-
or whatever we
one
speak.
of these mush gnomes punches another one in the face, scrabbling for this, and begin to all fight and claw this black thing, and they're trying to figure it out. One of them like holds it upside down, and like one shakes about his ear. Another person grabs it from his hand, and then there's this boom, boom. It's very similar to the sound that you heard as you were approaching the shroom and boom, but much louder and involving a shower of meat as all 4 of them are blown apart and a shower of gore and shroom dust.
And that was only one of my special toys.
And when I said I would take 2, everyone was like, "Oh, let's not buy 2 this sight unseen." Clearly, they were worth it. Well done.
That is
Yeah.
great. So you actually, I do need to roll to see if one of them. They do technically have armor. Let me see. Okay, one of them, for a brief second, looks like he is in the active thrall of dying. There are things that you assume are organs that are kind of spilling out of his what would be a chest cavity otherwise, and reaches up and almost seems pleadingly either looking for some type of succor, but you're not sure exactly what would help a shroom person. He reaches into his pouch and holds out a fist of dust in your direction, Ank.
All right. Let's see what he's packing. Is that a defensive roll? Strength or no endurance, right?
No, he's just holding it out in front of you.
Why are we not eating? Why are we not eating these guys?
Like he's offering it to me, in other words?
You're not exactly sure what's happening here. You're not speaking the language, and it's just a pile of dust that he is reaching out and towards you.
Oh, I get what's going on. I nod and I take it and I carefully collect it and I put it in like, it doesn't say it's in my inventory, but we can just assume I have like a little twist of paper or leather or something. Yeah, he wants me to make sure that their shroomy progenitors, like their shroomy ancestors, live on. I think.
You're not,
and that's
sure.
lit.
Quickly expires after that.
Yeah, I'm just assuming, but I'll find a nice damp place and go sprinkle them there.
Okay. The way into the morass is clear. When you step inside, you feel very disoriented. Everything is relative of what north, south, west, and east is. You just are kind of have this hazy direction that you kind of point. What direction would you like to start? You can see the fungus all around you, these giant mushrooms to spindly, weird, gangly ones to this slime mold oozing out of pores out of the ground. You can go any cardinal direction that you would like to start.
If this were a real place, John would be booking his vacation as we speak.
I would.
Southeast.
Nice.
Yeah, works for me.
Okay, give me a orthogonal direction to be more clear.
That's only more clear if I know that word, brother.
Oh, going straight.
North, south, east, or west. Yeah.
Oh.
Down.
South.
All
That
right.
would be south.
Oh. Okay. That is an ace of clubs. Okay.
The ace of clubs.
As you go south, the morass quickly tumbles away into a hillside that rambles around Switchback. The haze gets thicker and thicker here. First off, as you wander down this direction, it's so thick in spores at times that the spores stick to your eyes themselves and make it hard to see. Each of you roll me a toughness check.
$11.
Not
Nice.
great. I rolled a 4, and I think that my toughness is like minus something. Nope. It is. Yeah, it's a -1, so that's a 3.
Okay, 3. And Hyoth?
I got a 5.
Okay. All of you managed to keep your wit. Your monkeys, I'm going to assume, are following your mental sanity, Yerk. So they
Thank you.
seem to be holding their own. This place that you are winding towards, you see what looks to be a large hall that rises up in the mushrooms. It looks both built and also grown here, as if it is a lavish, almost palace. The exterior of which is shrouded in more thick clouds. I need each of you to roll me 1d12.
12.
10.
Sorry. 9.
Okay. As you approach this place, as you approach this place, you see that this place is like when the clouds billow past, you see this kind of opulent palace, and then the next thing you see is a large hole in the ground, and there's a mushroom stump in the middle of it that a strange figure sits upon. He has a crown of mushrooms that sits on his noble brow, and there are lots of strange, twisted people that are kneeled before him in supplication. There seems to be a lot of gesticulation and posturing and shouting happening in the distance. Your path takes you through this area.
Y'all want to deal with a mushroom guru?
I want to take his place personally, but can we just like waltz through without dealing with him? You think?
Let's just see if we can just sidle on by.
Right? Like that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, we don't want to get bogged down in theological disputes.
No.
Really none of our business.
No, none at all. He's doing his thing. We're doing ours. It's all
That's
good.
right.
They're not
That's
hurting
right.
anybody.
Live and let
live.
shroom.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Shroom and let shroom.
Yeah, 100%.
So
So yeah, we're just gonna like we're just chilling.
I wouldn't say tiptoe, but we're definitely gonna mosey. Just
Mosey
past.
is perfect. Yeah, no harm, no foul. We're just chilling.
no harm, no foul, and certainly no eye contact.
Yeah, no eye
Yeah.
contact.
So you are getting closer enough to like hear or see what's happening in that weird
Yeah.
depression.
Yeah, we're going right through there, but we're not like trying to make any. We're not causing any trouble.
Yeah.
So as you approach, your brain feels foggy, and as you go into that depression, you see the walls rise around you as if you were in that palace that you briefly saw just moments again. The weird madman at the foot of the strange mushroom-crowned figure suddenly looked like noble people and togas and various regalia. And the man that's sitting on this opulent throne of gold looks wise beyond his kin. You hear this subject moments ago sounded like scrabbling like weird bellowing bestial voice now is refined and beautiful, and you hear this man and pleading to this regal figure, and as they speak you feel your brain drifting. This person speaks of a rot that is approaching, that is leading people into perversion.
I feel like I'm less interested in
gold.
following him now.
Well, I want to hear where this rod is.
He knew we were
let's
coming.
go find it, baby.
Yeah.
It is in the Dead Mule Marches. And as he talks about that, you can see this marshland that goes as far as the eyes can see. It's where the border of where the end of the world crumbles off and the dying land continues to die. This figure asks this King Maximus, how to stop the end of the world. And the man sits in very much intent, his brow holding up this throne, this crown of mushrooms. And he says, after a moment's thinking, fuck if I know.
There. Can I have your hat?
Everyone seems to take what he says as like absolute brilliant wisdom and cheering. And he looks at you as you ask for his crown. He goes, I have earned this crown for my wisdom and swift, decisive action. What do you do to deserve this crown?
A few hours ago, minutes ago, a little bit ago, I bartered for all these mushrooms for one of these mushrooms. So you could say I understand the art of the deal. Ergo, I deserve to be emperor.
He thinks about that and he says,
I was going to say challenge him to a riddle contest, but okay.
make me an offer.
All right,
He
okay.
is the rightful owner of the throne.
Unless Charles stops me, I'm going to grab one of the sticks of dynamite and say, I offer you this cigar, the finest of its type.
I did not decide on dynamite. I only have grenades.
Oh, darn. Okay. I do not do that then because you don't have any.
No.
Oh,
would
that
be
would
funny,
be beautiful, though. Yeah. The real Bugs Bunny right now.
Definitely.
Okay. Let's see.
We could blow this pinch of whatever the fuck that dying thing gave me into his face. Because, I mean, if it is spores, then maybe they can take root in his flesh and be merry.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Oh, dude, Dude, that is a entire people, isn't it? Those spores?
Yeah, yeah. It's like
Yes.
I have
I
no
also-
idea how many mushrooms like are in a spore cloud. Probably
Yeah.
billions
If we're
potential.
doing a side group huddle thing, I do have a potion we could give him.
Oh no! This is perfect. I say,
we don't know what it's going to do. Keep that in mind. It could
has that
turn him
ever
into a
stopped
giant.
any of
It could,
us?
no, that's true. Yeah, so I just, without pausing, I just unfurl the little paper and blow it in his face.
We offer you these followers.
Yeah, I
of the
say,
forest.
I offer you this, and it goes into his face.
All right. Well, you are blowing this very fine dust, so it's going to affect not only you but everyone in the vicinity, and including the
Perfect.
monkeys. All of you.
The more, the merrier.
Test.
Let's find out what happens. Like I said, we could turn into giants. We could, but we're probably gonna die.
I think that might be "They Might Be Giants" song.
I forget what I was watching where it had a transformation into a giant sequence that had gone horribly wrong as part of some, like, we can make a super soldier program, and the person just, like, maybe it's something I read. It was just very vivid in my brain, but they're like bones exploded out of their skin and everything. It was gnarly.
Probably Resident Evil. You seem like
Maybe.
a guy that spends a lot of time watching Resident Evil.
I do
anyway.
watch a lot of shitty horror movies. Okay.
Yep.
Speaking of which, what did you all roll on your toughness?
Oh, I didn't
Just
hear
now?
you ask for a toughness
yeah.
check.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh,
No, man, we were just
Okay.
all right.
15.
I rolled great. I rolled an 8.
I rolled an 11.
I'm the highest this time.
okay.
Ha.
That is phenomenal because Yerk, as the fumes roll off on you,
Mm-hmm.
that earlier when you feel like you were on the precipice of learning some type of great, fantastic, cosmic knowledge.
Yeah,
that
the time
feeling comes
bomb.
down to you.
Mm-hmm.
Everything around in your periphery kind of melts away, and you feel and see the crossing truth of the cosmos. You are paralyzed with absolute cosmic terror. You see in a moment that feels like a lifetime the rise and fall of the mushroom men race, the mush gnomes, and how they are now cosmic exiles. You see the birth and death of this world that we now know as the Dying Lands, and the terrible things that you can never speak about what is actually causing reality to unravel. And here, close to here, in the morass, there is something that is pulling the schemes of fate, and something that is happening right here, right now, almost to fruition, is the end of the world. And you alone, Yerk, and your monkeys are the only chance to save all of reality. If something doesn't happen by the end of nightfall tonight, the world dies. It is your responsibility to share this truth. The very center of the morass is where the ritual is happening.
Well,
You have
what
to
the
find codes.
Well, what the fuck was like Gary the mushroom gnome doing out there fucking around and skinning people and trading if he like has the mission to save the fucking world, man? Like,
I have the
lay
mission
that
now.
trip on us.
This
Captain was
like high
Patrick
school
has a
all
mission.
over again. Who hasn't been there? Okay.
So-
that was a weird van.
You
Anyway,
blow this spores. No one else really responds. The king blinks. Yerk is just paralyzed. His monkeys are like poking and prodding him, trying to check in on him, and he is just.
By the way, I have had
back.
that bad of a trip on shrooms where I was like unable to move before. It was not fun. It was
We've
not
all
fun.
been there.
Yeah. I didn't witness the rise and fall of a mushroom people though. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it wasn't mushrooms, but yeah.
Maximus looks at you, Ankeg, and Hyoff as Yerk is drooling, foaming at the mouth, and says, I do not think that offer, although generous, is worthy of the crown. I provide wisdom to my subjects.
To which I respond, did I not just clearly hear you say, fucked if I know?
He looks as if he's going to argue and says, you got me there, pal. Look, I can't claim to know everything, but I will never lie and fake as if I know something.
And I shake his hand. I love that. I love someone when they're caught with hijinks and they just go, yep. That's, you know what? I think I could hang with this guy.
As you touch his hand, you have this moment where you blank out. He imparts a bit of wisdom to you. It's a spark that goes through your spinal column. You feel
Ank, thou art
sadness.
a bitch-ass motherfucker.
The sadness rolls through you. You see one frog, mud, theft, blackened stones, 10 frogs, an unbearable display of heresy, anger, the urge for justice, a king's love. And he looks at you, and you see for the first time, he's not mad. He's more sane than any man you've ever known. And yet, you know, you are both in a giant mud pit with these other people, not in a palace, but you're in both places at once. You see him, and he sees you.
Cool. All right. Does the vision convey any specific way in which I can take vengeance for him? If I caught that correctly?
You roll me a presence.
I heard that about the frogs. All right, I'm gonna roll you a presence. Let's see. That is a 15, which is -2, 13.
I was really hoping you would roll a very low number, and then I would say, you feel within you, fuck if I know. That's really what I was hoping. You have a feeling that there is something at the center of the morass that calls to you.
Probably 10 frogs from what I gathered.
Exactly. Hyoff, you see weird things happening with Yerk. He is still staring into the abyss. Ankag looks unsettled. You're trying to do this bargaining as well. What are you wanting to do?
Do one of the
mushrooms, man.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Let me put it this way: it was a bad deal for me.
Okay.
Not in that like they do something bad for me; they're just not very interesting.
Okay.
These specific mushrooms have various effects. One of them's pretty, like some of them are pretty cool, but none of them are going to be like, this is going to make this scene interesting.
Right. Gotcha. So, it'd be a waste. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm honestly, Ian, I'm just chilling. I'm happy to be here, dude.
All right.
Roll. Yolf is just like
John's character. I have a feeling is John on mushrooms.
Yeah. Pretty much is just like, man, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like the colors.
Yeah.
Man, my chest.
What are you
good.
doing? I'll come along. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, as you are having this moment, you're feeling your sanity coming back to you. Maximus looks at the three of you, never deigning to look at any of the monkeys, and says, I I think I know what you seek. He looks at his audience before him and stands and says, "Leave us," and dismisses them. You can see in between the vision of the palace and the mud hole that these men, for lack of a better word, these hobos wallow out of the mud and like scrabble up the side of the pit, leaving the lot of you in his immediate presence. The temple. And he points, and as he points, you see the mushrooms begin to part and give way, and there is a path that forms. What you seek lays beyond that path. And this fixes you with this piercing stare.
All right, I think we've got our what is it, like Act 3 of the hero's journey or Act 2? It's where the quest giver gives us our quest.
We've had meeting with the goddess.
We've had 2.5 quest givers on this, so that's good. Let's do that. And
we are heroing it up.
I just remembered. I'm glad I remembered before the end of the episode, or I'd be like an idiot. But like in our remaining time, I can make use of a very handy ability. I don't know what liars and gossipy bitches they are, but it says here you are able to hear the madness of mushrooms. So once we step out of the palace/mud ruin, I would like to have a listen to what the mushrooms around us are saying or thinking. Is that like a presence check or something?
Well, yeah, let's go ahead and arbitrate that. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm enjoying the people rolling today just because the rolls have been all over the place, and I think that
and we've been doing it a lot. It's fun.
Sometimes we get so wrapped up in role playing we forget how much the cookie clacks are. A big part of this game.
Yeah. So that's not great. I rolled an 8, and my presence is -2, so that's actually a 6.
And so you're
hell yeah, it is
a madness of the mushrooms, correct?
Right.
So as you lean over, this shroom on the way out of this pit looks like it grows an ear, and you feel inclined to lean in and put your ear to its. As you do so, you see swarms of vermin creeping from the cracks in every angle that you see. They're coming out from underneath shrooms, from underneath rocks. They have too many legs. They are determined to part their way through the shadows and to, looking at their fangs, eat your skin. You feel madness wash upon you, and it's worse in the direction that you're heading.
Okay. All right.
Blink, and it goes away.
All right. I kind of point in the direction of the that we've been pointed, and I go, bad vibes that away. So let's be on our. I was going to say best behavior, but no. Let's just let's keep our situational awareness about us. That's my version of best behavior.
for sure, brother.
All right. Hrothgar, is there anything you... you're still paralyzed on the... We just haul his ass up and carry him away.
As you begin to pull him, his monkeys fight you, trying to
Oh,
protect
great. This is how I die then. Okay.
Yerk, you are released from your cosmic wisdom chokehold, and you feel terror and elation as you see the path opening towards the direction of the center.
Frog! Frog! There's a frog! I have to do the thing!
Hang on, I've got to...
Anything? You tell them anything that you saw?
I give the most broken version of what I saw. Like, just woke up from a real... It's up to me. It's my destiny. I have the... Today is the day.
Mhm.
The
on.
world could end. It has to not. I don't want it to. I didn't choose this path. There is a frog.
Got it.
It is
I
that way. We have
Mhm.
to
Okay.
it's
Hi, buddy.
evil.
Hey,
Evil must be stopped.
Hey. I reach out and put both my hands on his
Hi.
face and kind of just stroke him for a minute.
Hey, did I tell you that there is
Hey.
a frog? Did I tell you about that yet?
Yeah,
I
you
don't
did.
re-
You did. It's okay, buddy.
It's
We know.
evil.
We know.
There
We
is
know.
evil.
I'm going to keep stroking him until he stops me or he calms down.
He's
By the way,
slowly petering down, but he's
best-
not stopped rambling.
I still maintain that the best friend having a bad trip scene in cinema history to this day is in the original Up in Smoke with Cheech and Chong, when Cheech is freaking out on weed and Chong's like, man, just mellow, say it with me, mellow. Oh, and he gets them all calmed down. He's like, you feel better? It's better, right? And Cheech is like, yeah, it's all right, man. And Tommy Chong goes, it's
One toke of the line.
yeah.
As Yerk is communicating this cosmic wisdom, you see as you amble down this pathway a large dome roof built with black thrumming stones. All of the mushrooms near this and toadstools seem to be resonating at the same frequency. It's a audible hum that makes the back of your teeth itch and the tops of your hands just uncomfortably sweaty. There is no door here. It's just an open entrance into an odd temple. There's an odd hush here.
Okay.
A quick check. Roll me a toughness check. The threshold is 4. Let's not take too much time with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I passed that one.
Awesome. Love it.
It was a waste of a good roll, too.
Well, John still has a 20 tucked in for whenever he wants to use it. I am a...
I don't want to use it now, though, and I failed it.
No. I'm just letting you know. You failed it?
I did.
Well, you can use it now. I mean,
I don't want
to. Fine. Roll me another D20 then.
remember that we're
13.
not playing. That's right, but you can rack 20s, and an omen is a reroll. It's not an auto 20. That's right. Okay.
So as you approach this temple of black stone, you feel uncomfortable because it casts a looming shadow towards you, and you feel your shadow begin to stretch. It seems to snap almost away, pull away from you. It seems to both be trying to escape from underneath your heels, and it also looks like it's trying to tug you inside of the temple.
Come chase me.
Do you look at your shadow in its eyes, Yoff?
You bet. Oh, Hyoff has seen this.
Yeah, that's more interesting. So yes,
Hyoff, it looks scared. It doesn't want to take you in there, but it's trying to take you into the temple. It's pulling pleadingly, plaintively against its own volition. You have to go in there, but it knows if you go in there, it's going to die. It's your fault.
that's fair.
Somebody who's had a lot of genuine bad trips wrote this, and I love it. Because I too have had a lot of those, and
As someone who has only had good trips,
well, I can't say I enjoy them as much as good trips. In a weird way, I learned to enjoy them over the years.
yeah,
And your shadow being sad, but the sad that you have to inevitably die because it's taking you someplace is absolutely a bad trip thought.
yeah.
Yerk? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Yoff.
No, go ahead.
Yerk, I just want to know what your monkeys are doing.
Well,
You're keeping a watchful eye on them, Ian. I appreciate that.
one of them is cursing at the shadows. The other is looking at a mushroom fondly. The third one, who always wears a diaper, even though he has perfect bowel control, he just had a problem and now he's just more comfortable wearing it, is considering more weightlifting.
Perfect answer.
Philosophically thinking it over, paging through the Charles Atlas brochure.
Any of you three, any of you want to enter into this temple?
I think
It's not the place we're trying to go. It's where the guy who gave us ancient wisdom would like us to go.
oh yeah, my vision said I had to get to the what was the shit the end destination, right?
It's not the hyacinth. It's called the goldenrod or something like
The
that.
golden mushroom was where you were bidden by Bernadette. You know that your cosmic wisdom said you need to go in there.
Yeah.
In the
You can
temple?
always find your destiny. Correct.
All right. Well, who are we to argue with cosmic wisdom?
I mean,
Charles Bernard would say, "I'm fucking Charles Bernard," but
I was gonna say,
but Ank has been living the way of the shroom since way back. So if that's what the shroom said, then.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about ancient wisdom. I think about your work. He led us into the woods and spoke to us. Still, actually, one of my favorite books I've read, and it's
wow, really? Thank you, man.
Yeah, it's in the top 10. Like, that is a phenomenal book. It always sticks with me.
I had a hell of a good time reading it. Thank you. Or writing it. Rereading my own work to edit it is my least favorite part of writing. Yeah.
So is anyone going in this, or are you wanting to move beyond? There are tons of things you can do. I'm not shoehorning you.
I don't want to go in there. My shadow doesn't want me to go in there, so I don't want to go in there. I trust my shadow. Shadow's my friend.
Your shadow doesn't want to go in there, but it knows it needs to take you in there. But if you go in there, your shadow is communicating to you that it will die, and it will be your fault.
Wait, I will die, or my shadow will die?
Ian.
Your shadow will die. That's what it's communicating to you, but you're also tripping balls.
Ian, GM note. My what are they called? Rot finders, kind of. Only they're let's see. Those, like, remember to alert me if there's a corpse nearby, because they'll start nibbling.
Let me look at the radius of that, because if that
doesn't say on my thing
anywhere in the world.
Then, for clarification's sake, it does pick up something dead, and they do begin to perk up, and you feel a little bit of mycelic nibbling.
Yeah. They do 1 damage per round that I don't feed them, so if the dead shit's in the temple, I probably want to go in there. So I'll go with you, John, if you want to face your destiny. Or no,
all
you
right,
don't.
Fine.
Like, let's all go face our destiny.
Because here's the thing: I don't need a shadow.
True. Peter Pan got on perfectly fine with that one, except for his crying and shit, you know?
Yeah. And murdering children. Anyway, we're going into the temple.
Yeah.
Hopefully not to murder children, though.
Speak for yourself.
Not going to pull an Anakin Skywalker.
Speak for
the younglings.
You guys can speak for yourselves. I am here to kill younglings.
I have always hated that they call children younglings.
I've adopted it ever since. Like I call kids younglings all because that fucking sucks so much. Yeah.
You know, I've never considered calling my daughter my youngling until this very moment.
God, I hate it.
I might see how Jenny feels about it.
I refer to my cats and other people's cats as like they're catlings because of It's like the youths.
I don't.
The real
Hey,
question is
so this
our
is just
children
John
learning?
Baldisberger. Show over. This is the last
Yeah.
episode of Wanmon because these monsters call children younglings.
I forget what it was where there was a joke about that on American Dad where somebody says that they've destroyed something and Francine responds, even the younglings? And like that just killed me.
Oh, I fucking hate it.
They
The
exist,
younglings.
man.
I'm
Deal-
sorry. Did you mean the children?
Don't be angry about it after 25 years. I mean, that shit happened.
Has it been that fucking long?
Longer, actually?
I'm
longer.
sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I have to go lie down and die now.
It's been
Lying
longer.
down
Yeah.
and dying.
Let's lay down and die in the temple.
Yeah. Okay. I go into temple to die.
Yeah, let's go into temple to lie down and die. That's actually the name of my favorite Mormon hymn.
Oh, I love that.
I broke John.
That was a good
That's
one.
one of a handful of times I've broken John.
That was a very good one.
All right, thank you. All right, let's go
Hey, I
inside.
broke Charles in the green room.
Yes,
saying
you did.
Ugh.
Who's taking point?
I am. I think I've got our highest HP,
Ugh.
so I'll
By
take
my
point.
2.
Actually,
I could send the monkeys in first. They
that's
love me.
true. They do love you, but do you want to exploit that love, or do you want to cherish that love?
What is love for if not exploitation?
What
I'm
is
American, by the
that?
way.
Don't hurt
How does your
me.
wife feel about that?
Exploitive.
You know what? Pashki, why don't you and the monkeys take point this time? I've done it every other time.
All right, that's fine.
You're-
Me and
Tell
the
me, what are you
monkeys.
doing? You or the monkey or both?
So I give the monkeys the cue because I would have to think, having 3 monkeys at this point, they're pretty well trained. That we're now on a mission and it's go time. So we go into the formation where I am in the middle. The beefy monkey, which I have named Devin, goes first. He's the one wearing the diaper. He is also the one that works out the most. He doesn't have a problem. He's fine. He does
I
not.
love that I knew instantly which one was Devin.
Then
Right, so
we've got
Devin-
Bernice. Bernice is wearing a hat with a little pinwheel. That's the one that's just been staring at a mushroom. It's not a particularly good mushroom from what we can tell, but Bernice is really into it. Then we've got Michael. Michael is what we affectionately call the crazy one. He is wearing those like German like yodeler like short suspender things.
Lederhosen.
Yeah, he's got lederhosen on. He's off on the right, just kind of like ready for a fight. I am in the middle.
I planned that out. Like I had written down. I just somehow knew where Bernice was. We're all on the same, and Michael.
Yeah.
We're same wavelength. I love it. Okay, so what are your marching orders to your simian friends?
If we find the bad guy, tear the bad guy.
So you go through a corridor. The walls are uncomfortably blank, just made of that black thrumming stone. You can tell that Michael's a little bit uneasy and chittering his teeth. The corridor opens into a grand circular chamber. The roof vaults above you, and towards the back of the circular chamber is a large fountain. There's something behind the fountain, but it's obscured by its cascades of water. Along the sides of the chamber are 12 statues that are standing around the basin, filling it with their tears. Behind each of the statues are small hallways leading into, I don't know, perhaps enclaves or alcoves. What do you do?
So
Do you call back to your compatriots or do you go forward?
Oh, I call back. I'm like, hey, there's 12 statues that are all crying into a fountain, and there's 12 paths. Do we want to, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a fountain by its tear duct?
Like, why don't we take a page out of our own book, meta-wise, and roll a 1d12 and just pick a path because, frankly, like even if we divide up 4 paths a piece is too many for us to cover in the time we have.
Okay.
So we might as well just commit all of our resources to one role.
One important thing is, for clarification, if you were to explore this chamber further, behind the fountain is a large archway leading into a larger hallway or some space beyond the fountain. So
okay.
Small
Fuck that
pathways.
then.
13th
Always go behind the waterfall.
Yeah, the path behind the waterfall is always dope.
Just don't chase the
yeah.
waterfall.
As you are walking
Please,
through this
stick to the
chamber,
rivers and
for
the
you,
streams.
Ank, your rot caps begin to burn and bite you, and they are tugging you in a direction of one of those other smaller.
That's the
as
way
you
I
walk-
go then.
It is one passage to the left of the door behind the fountain.
All right. So what I tell everybody is the following. My hungry buddies they need a snack, and they're telling me that a snack is this away. If we can go feed them real quick, we can take care of that path behind the waterfall. But if we don't, then in 2 rounds I'll be dead.
What's a round, man?
I don't know.
All
Like that's not specified in the
It's about
within 2
30
rounds.
seconds.
Yeah, I
He's
guess.
said it a number of times, and just for some reason it makes sense. It's almost like how that lady in the bomb shop. I just kind of looked at her and went like, "Wow, you're just an NPC." I've just
Rude.
Hey, it made sense though, right? Here we are.
Yeah.
Fair.
All right. So as you are approaching this space, you see that you have this beautiful, ornate statue that is pouring its tears into this basin. The pathway behind it leading into this little alcove, there is a second statue. It's a faceless onyx statue that has been smashed and scattered across the room. Before its pedestal, of which it once stood, is a pit. It is indeed a charnel pit filled with corpses. You have a feeling, looking at their garb, that these are probably men and women and children of Blemp, and they are festering in this pit. The worms
Cool.
are having a delightful time, and your mushrooms chitter with excitement.
Yeah, so I just I've been thinking about this, and like mushrooms that grow on me, how do I like feed them corpses? And at first I envisioned like grabbing a rotting leg and just like feeding it into my chest, But I think that I'm just gonna go wallow in the gore and rotting flesh in the midden pit. All those, exploded through the exit wounds, organs, and all that good gory stuff. Just going to go drench myself in that until my little mushrooms are happy.
Okay. So you drop the kids off at the pool, and you continue onward into that space beyond.
Yeah, once they're good and happy, we're going to go on. And walking through that waterfall is going to be a real treat after that, I might add.
Yeah.
Beyond the chamber is a hallway constructed with that same thrumming black stone. It ends in an archway leading to a most unnatural space. Haze
A murder most foul.
Exactly. Haze blankets the bounding walls, and the center is decorated with evenly spaced circles of varying sizes. There are strange frog-like creatures that are pacing the gaps between the lines, chanting in an alien language as they lumber.
How many of them are there?
There are 10 of them.
Ah,
At its core swirls a reality-breaking vortex that makes your eyes bleed as you look on it. You can see that this vortex spirals ever downward into nothingness, and from that, you can see it vomits forward new mushrooms that are spread, grow, and die. The air here is fetid and warm, and strange. Each of your breath hangs heavily in the air as if it is oddly cold and warm at the same time. You know, Yerk, this is what you were meant to do. You were meant to stop this ritual. If the ritual continues, something will emerge from the vortex. The thing
All right.
that will finally choke the dying gasp of this place.
Huddle up, guys. We're either playing 3-on-10, or we've got to find a way to like cut that source energy and possibly disable the frogs. But I imagine they're guardians of some kind, and we are very, very weak and scrawny.
How many pineapples do we have left? And I have
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, not as many as we need is the short answer. We have exactly half as many as we need. We have 5 pineapples left.
and one potion that if we can throw it at them and the glass shatters and like gets into their skin, should kill one of them.
What if hear me out? I have a blanket. Tear off a strip, tie the potion to the pineapple.
Oh,
Create a potion explosion.
that's creative thinking. I desperately
Bob.
want someone else to do the roll for whatever. I'll supply the pineapple if someone else rolls for the because my
How far away do we think we have to get?
Charles, I'll do the roll. I'll do the
Okay.
roll.
All right.
Because I have a +3 to agility.
Okay, mine's +2, which isn't bad, but
+3 is as high as you can get.
yeah, that's true. I give John the pineapple, and let's see. Like, so what does the potion do when it gets in their flesh?
A lot of damage.
Okay.
I think Charles Paschke might be frozen. Oh no, he's not. I saw him blink.
No, just
Dun,
reading,
dun, dun.
reading my special ability real quick to see if it's.
Okay. Ian. So I'm going to tie the potion to the grenade in kind of like a bindle, also full of 10 nails from my backpack.
Oh, do you have 10 nails in your
I
inventory?
do.
We've
I
just created a chemical IED with shrapnel elements.
Yes.
Fucking
Yeah.
shit, man. I'm proud of us.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at us go. Let me see if there's anything I have that we can throw in there to make it extra potent. Blah, blah, blah. We don't need 30. Oh, I have 30 feet of rope. We can even swing it and like overhead parabola style, which is like way easier to get something where you want to throw it than just like
That's true.
free throwing it. So, you know what? Just for shits and grins, you know what I'm adding to our improvised explosive device?
What's that?
Exquisite perfume worth 25 silver pieces.
Okay.
I love it.
I should add. I have
That's
2 doses
very
of my potion. So, do we want to make 2 of these bombs?
No, 1. We're doing.
Let's try it. Let's try it and see how it goes.
Look, however,
Before we-
it's all on this dice roll. Y'all ready?
All right. Let's see what
Is that
happens.
making or throwing it? What are we doing?
We got to make it
Do I
first.
need roll to
Yeah.
make it?
I mean, you're tying stuff together and having a very
Crafting and yeah.
you're
What would
crafting
that
a
be?
complex bomb.
Can we
What
just
would
take a
that
10?
be?
Can we just take 10 to do this?
Oh wait, yeah. What stat would that be?
I wonder if there was a person that had stored a nat 20.
Maybe that person wants to save that stored 20 for the throw.
You also have an omen.
Oh yeah,
Well,
we
that's
also
true.
do have an omen.
All right, fine. But I still need to know what stat it is to make it.
Presence.
Oh. Does anyone have a presence higher than 0?
I think mine is -2.
-1.
Okay, I'm rolling for presence then.
Okay.
That is a 14, Ian. For making.
Yeah. So if it's a
That's reasonable.
All right, I would like to use my bank 20 to throw this thing, sir.
All right, so you throw this into the center of the chamber where this weird torrent is spinning around. It goes off with a crumpling thump that sounds like both an implosion and an explosion. There is a whiff of gardenia and a sunlit path, and there is also tons of nails flinging in various directions, coated in poison, and a cascade of bombs. The toad-like figures screech and sklork out in terror, and you see that the reality rift begins to haze in and out. There is a swamp of spores that glurps out of the center of the chamber, and you see an arm extend from the rip in reality. It seems to try to pull itself out, and you see something blasphemous trying to birth its way into this world. And it seems to get a hold. Yerk, you know that this is your destiny. You're supposed to do something to stop this herald from entering into real space. What is it that you and your children do?
We tear it.
That's what they do best.
I point at the thing and I yell, "Tear it!" And my monkeys know that's the signal, where they just jump and pounce and rip at the thing's flesh.
All right. So as your monkeys run across this room, every time they hit a circle, the circle begins to glow, and I need you to roll me. Start off with a agility check.
Okay, that's +1 for me. It's +1.
It's for the monkey. The first one, I'll assume, is Devin.
Little scamp's always first in the mix.
Devin got 2 with the modifier.
Okay. Devin steps over one of those circles, and it falls out of reality into the abyss. Devin scrabbles, trying to pull himself over the edge, and falls into the infinite gulf between worlds.
R.I.P. Devin.
Yep.
Bye, Devin.
Rip.
Bernice got a 19.
Okay. Bernice clears the gap. We'll do this as kind of a montage of events because we're low on time here. The monkeys have a destiny. Monkeys latch themselves onto the arm, chewing and biting. The frogs are stopping their chorus, and we see the reality gulf begin to collapse. There is a strange sound that sounds like both thunderclaps and the collapse of various body parts flapping upon themselves, and the gulf closes. You know you have fulfilled your destiny, this thing that has called you here. However, the one thing you weren't expecting is you hear a weird hiss coming from behind you and in the sack, Yerk.
In the sack, Yerk?
There's a sack that you were holding with all of your stuff in it.
Yes,
There's a hiss coming from inside the sack.
In my sack.
Yes.
Okay. I take the sack and I look inside.
This is that after effect from earlier catching up with you.
Yeah, it is.
There is a stick of dynamite that's at the very end of its wick that one of your monkeys had pinched and you never saw it. And it set it off.
I throw it at
as we close our time on the adventure of He Who Croaks Last. We think that he who croaks first is probably Yerk from the dynamite in the sack.
Yep. He who croaks last would be the furthest out from the blast radius. Whoever that wound up being.
It's probably Heoff. So Heoff.
I mean, we could have done this with graph paper and minis, but that's not how we roll.
Oh, that's not how we do it. Theater of the mind.
Yeah.
With that, we will end our initial foray into this adventure. Heoff, what are our announcements for this week?
Hi, friends. So we do have a few announcements. Specifically, we are about to go balls to the wall crazy on events. So, on February 21st through 23rd, Madness Heart Press will be at Nosferatu Fest here in Austin, Texas. That is a festival celebrating all things Nosferatu. We'll be selling our very own vampire book, Lights Out, as well as several other things. just a couple of weeks later, we will be in San Antonio, Texas at the Ghoulish Book Festival. We'll be doing several things there, including running our brand new game, CARDPG, which is a basic tutorial game on a brochure where you can teach people how to do the basics of role-playing games like that.
Cool.
Yeah, it's brand new. I worked on it with a gentleman named Howard Holton, who we basically he thought up this game to teach people at Fan Expo Denver, sorry. And we ran it there. It was a very cool time, very fun. Book-wise, we just dropped Judith Sonnet's The Home last month.
Did.
Coming up shortly on February 25th, I believe, we have Paul Lubachewski's Cult of the Gator God. Yes, Gator Kaiju, Florida Man, comedy horror. It has those things. Paul's a great guy. He's an old sharp punk from back in the day, so please support him in all of his doings, but especially the ones that we're in charge of. We have some really cool shit coming out this year, y'all. We're just picking up speed, but most importantly, right now, submissions are open. For the month of October, we are accepting pitches for novellas and novels and nonfiction from Black, Indigenous, and people of color authors. Submissions are at managedheart.press/submissions. You can see all of our guidelines, exactly what we're looking for. And then in March, we will open up those submissions to everyone. Important note, I'm only accepting like 6 books. So keep in mind, we have 4 imprints. 4 imprints. So we're looking for the best. And as Charles will tell you, if I get 3 perfect pitches, I'll publish 3 books. We don't all killer, no filler. So please, if you have something cool, shoot it our way. The worst thing that can happen is it doesn't make it this time.
And you know what? Part of being a writer or a creative is, climbing a pile of stacks of submission letters, like one pyramid step at a time. Rejection letters. Until
I got 2 rejections today.
Yeah,
it's fine. So, and here's the thing. Here's the real truth of the fucking matter, guys. It's definitely a no if you don't submit. We can't accept it if you don't send it to us. So all those things are here. I'm trying to think. Charles is there. Charles is back on Facebook, y'all. Which is pretty crazy. If you didn't know, Charles got kicked off Facebook for when he was just starting as our social media manager for promoting one of our books, Gina Rinaldi's All Men Are Trash. They didn't like that back then. So for Charles coming back, we are releasing another Gina book this year.
Hell yes.
Specifically,
and I'll promote it.
A still life portrait of a dildo.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. So lots of cool stuff happening. I think I've mentioned all of our upcoming events. I want to thank Ian for running this, and then I want to thank Bog Wizard for our intro and outro music, which is Barbaria off the album Purple Miasmic Smoke. Although you can get a live recording of that off the Journey Through the Dying Lands EP. I think I called it an LP earlier. It's a full thing. It's a full damn album. It's amazing. So check that out. You'll find them on Bandcamp. Just search Bog Wizard and you'll find them. Or Big Cartel. Again, just search Bog Wizard. Or the show notes. I think that are in the YouTube show notes as kind of a default. We'll find out, I guess. Friends, thank you so much for joining us on this consensual journey we call Wandering Monster. I have been John Baldisberger.
I have been Charles R. Bernard.
Ian Servas.
Mr. Paschke.
We will be back in 2 weeks. Until then, if you cannot wait, do a big handful of shrooms, my dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've completed another Wandering Monster adventure. Click subscribe, leave a review, mark experience on your sheet, and we'll see you next time.